Hey, hey, hey. It's Dr. Kre. Come on in. Come on in. Let me fix my... Yeah, there we go. Hey, hey, hey. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. It's 7:01. Hey, Jamaica. 7:01. We're going to talk about sleep today and figure out if y'all getting enough sleep or not. You been having a good day? Hey, hey, Keisha. We're talking about sleep and all of you late night owls trying to see if you get enough rest. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. Y'all been checking on your friends in Houston and see if Harvey's been being nice to them, playing nice. One of my best friends is there, Tiffany Wilson. And I talked to her yesterday, and she said that they were doing fine. That they were having, it was flooding all around them, but as of now, their street was safe, and her parents were safe as well. Yes, you do need more sleep. So we're going to talk about sleep, and what we consider a good night's rest. I put a poll up on Facebook to see how much rest everybody's been getting. Let me look at that and see where we at. Somebody else just came in the room. We consider let's see. Ooh, my face looks so crazy on my live. So we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 people get 5 to 6. And then 6 to 7, we only got 3 people. Okay. Somebody else came in. Who's here? I see Keisha, and I see Velmika, and someone else. Let's see. Who's that? I'm not looking to see. Oh, hey, Tanya. All right, we're going to get ready started in 1 minute, and we're going to talk about sleeping and how we need more sleep, and what a lack of sleep is doing to us, and what is considered enough sleep. Because I have in my mind what I feel like is enough sleep, but I'm not really sure if that is right. So we're going to see what y'all think as well. Vamika said, I get broken sleep, maybe 7 hours combined, but I always feel so tired. Do you snore? You snore? Jordan complained you snore at night. Hey, Jamila. So we're going to get started. We got 1 more minute. So tag your friends that stay up all night. You know, those friends that you can text all night long and they answer your message no matter how late. I'm usually that friend. So tag a friend. We're going to talk about 5 things that you need to know about why it's so important to get a good night's rest. And of course, because I love you, I have 1 bonus. She said, who the hell gets 7 hours of sleep? I guess Velmika. She's looking like she the only one getting that much sleep. 7 hours. But she said it's broken, so that's the question we're asking. Are you snoring during your sleep? And if you're getting 7 hours of sleep, you're winning. Hey, Calissa. Jordan doesn't complain. I only snore when I'm super tired and I've been in the sun all day. That's what everybody says that snore. Snorers always have that excuse like, oh my gosh, I don't snore until I'm tired. So, 7:05. It's time to get started. All right. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in what's important to you. By talking about our practical tips and our coaching hints and educating you. I help to add more days to your life, or at least I hope to add more days to your life. So when you know better, we do better. That's what the old proverb says. So knowing better, we do better. Ignorance is not an excuse. Because of these coaching tips and educational hints, I help to make you live out the rest of your days and let the rest of your days be your best days. So let's talk about it. I need somebody to type in number 1 for me. So when you come in, just say hello so we can see you. Number 1 if you get a good night's rest, you can, one, lower your stress. So number one, type that in. Jamila, type that for me. Number one, getting enough rest at night helps to lower our stress levels. So what's considered a good night's rest? Well, research says, hey Sharika, research says that 6 hours of sleep is considered to be the minimum that you should be able to get. I never get 6 hours of sleep. I did this same talk last night, and of course I could not rest. I was up till almost 3, kind of nodding off and on, and then I get up at 5 to pray. So I'm like, okay, how ironic is this that I don't even get a good night's rest the night that I want to talk about sleep? Anyway, so number one, if we want to better our stress, we can try to close our day a little bit earlier. You know, try not to work so late. Hey, Darlene, try not to work so late. Come in, let's try some good sleep hygiene mechanisms, which we'll talk about later. But number one, we want to get enough rest at night so we can lower our stress level. Vamika said, I go to bed around 2 a.m. and I'm up at 5 or 6 on her half days. And then she tries to take a nap about 3 o'clock and then gets home about 4:30. So you kind of sleeping all day long. Hey, Miss Banks, how you doing? Jamila says she needs 6 hours of sleep to function properly. Girl, keep living. The older you get, that you may not necessarily need that much. Hey, Tashika. Hey, Darlene. How much sleep y'all getting? When you get in, say hello and then let me know how much sleep you getting. Because the book says, and all this research says, at least 6 to 8 hours. But for those of us, I average about 5 hours of sleep, and I can function fine if I get my 5. So if we're not getting enough rest at night, we are affecting our stress level. So one, we want to sleep at least 6 hours of sleep a night so that we can, one, lower our stress. Hey, Ann. Hey, Miss Youngblood. Come on in. Number two, sleeping well at night helps to improve your memory. Somebody type that in. Sleeping well will help improve your memory. So if you're out there trying to take tests and you're in college, you need to take tests. You're in high school, you take a test. Or you got that bomb presentation you're trying to put together and you really want to try and really maximize that. Get your notes together, get your PowerPoint reviewed and all of that set up, and then try and get 6 hours of rest. Hey Tim, how you doing? Tim's getting about 6 hours. That's rocking. Miss Banks says she gets 5 hours of sleep and starts to crash at about 4:30. Hey Miss Hill, y'all come on in. So number one, we said enough sleep helps to lower your stress. Number two, enough sleep helps to improve your memory. Hey, Miss Mixon, sleeping well will help improve your memory. Yes, yes, yes. Number three, it will help with your attention. So we got these high-power jobs. We out here trying to kill them. We trying to sell well, pitch well, live well, do well. We have to do that. We can only do that if we get a great amount of sleep at night. So 6 hours is what we should be trying to get, and that will help you improve your attention. What kind of tea you drinking before you go to bed, Mr. Avery? So Darlene says she's sleeping 6 hours, but it's not through the night. So you're getting a 6, but do you feel rested? And the other question is, are you snoring? So number one, at least those 6 hours a night of sleep helps to lower your stress, helps to improve your memory. Number three, it helps to improve your attention. So you may not need that ADHD medicine if you out there getting enough rest like you should be. Calissa said, I get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and I'm usually in bed by 9 and up at 4. Ooh, Lord, that's good. 6 to 8 hours, you rock. You win the award, Calissa. Yes, lavender sleepy time helps. If you have to take something to kind of get you to slow down at night, make sure to try and get something that's natural. There are things out there like Ambien. There is Ambien, Lunesta, but they have very high addiction potential. Hey, Jasmine. And 3 to 5 hours a night is not enough for anybody. Yes, Xanax, Klonopin. So the Xanax and the Klonopin, the Ativan, all of those classes, they help to kind of turn your mind off. So you kind of, for those of us that can't turn our brain off, we like that the little rat on the wheel. So you can take an anti-anxiety medicine, and that kind of calms things down a lot. However, that has all of that class has a very high potential for addiction. If you're doing it continuously every night, your body's going to be like, oh my gosh, I need my Xanax to go to sleep. I need my Klonopin to go to sleep. So just be mindful that if you're taking that, there are other alternatives. One alternative that you can just get over the counter from Walmart is called melatonin. And as an adult, you can take 6 milligrams before you go to bed at night, about an hour before you go to bed, and it should help you to relax and just kind of slow you down. We had some problems with Zoe this summer where she was going to bed, but she really wasn't getting enough rest. She wasn't getting deep enough sleep. So her pediatrician, Dr. Boyd, recommended us giving her a little bit of melatonin, about 3 milligrams before she goes to bed, and it works like a charm. We give it about an hour before she gets ready, before we're ready for her to go to bed, and she just kind of slows down. Yes, be careful with the Unisons because they have a lot of Tylenol. Some of those have like the Tylenol products in there, but you can do Unison. And he said jasmine, green tea, and chamomile. Yes, that's good. Hi, Teresa. So, and you're still not going to get 8 hours with the sleepy time tea. Who wants to be asleep 8 hours? That's insane. Well, I kind of crash on the weekend. So I think that I do need more because I'm getting about 5 hours every night. But on any given Saturday or Sunday, I can't pry myself off the couch for no reason, no matter how hard I try. So I'm thinking that maybe if I added another hour in a week, I may not be like a zombie and can't move after Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, I digress. Hey, Miss McCann. So she getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep. And that sounds like the average. People are averaging about 5 hours of sleep. So we need to try and figure out how we can eliminate some things, go to sleep a little bit earlier, and we can possibly get that 6 hour sleep that we actually need. So number one, getting enough sleep helps to decrease your stress. Number two, it helps to improve your memory. Number three, it helps to improve your attention span. And number four, it helps with depression. It looks like everything I talk about ends up coming back to ways to be able to help with depression. So remember what depression means. When we think about depression, the person that's depressed is either sleeping too much or too little. And when we say too much or too little, that's compared to whatever their normal is. So Jasmine says, I try to get 7, but most of the time 6. So that's pretty good. Miss Banks just started taking melatonin. Should I take the 6 milligrams? Yes, you can try the 6 milligrams and that should be okay. I think those are all the comments so far. So let's revisit the signs of depression. Number one, I said you can either sleep too little or sleep too much. You're not really interested in going out doing fun things. Like you really didn't want to go to the concert that was here this week. The third thing, it can cause you to have more feelings of being guilty about things that maybe you should be guilty about, but you may not necessarily. It may make you feel guilty about things that are out of proportional. So we have issues with sleep. That's either sleeping too much or too little. There's issues with not being interested in doing fun things anymore. Feeling more guilty. Energy level is just shy. Like I used to could do all these things, and now I'm like, please just let me get home. Not really to get home to go to bed, but I want to get home because I don't want to deal with anybody else. Feeling guilty. Energy level is low. Concentration is off. Just I used to be able to do all this and be in a zone for 8 hours a day at work, and now I'm really not. And dragging. Just feeling sluggish, and people like, girl, what's wrong with you? Why are you moving so slow? And then, of course, having homicidal, wanting to hurt other people, or suicidal thoughts. So if we increase our sleep, we can kind of relax our brain, relate, kind of reboot ourselves. But if not, we continue to push ourselves, we can tip ourselves over into depression. So getting an ample amount of rest can help you, number 4, with depression and not to have such depressive symptoms. Y'all saying a lot. Let me go back and see what we're talking about. Sharika said, they say put your cell phone in another room and put it down 1 hour before bedtime. Yes, at the end, we're going to talk about good sleep hygiene, but that's right. because there's something with the blue light that the cell phones emit that can cause you to kind of be awake a little bit longer and more. So be mindful that that's a hindrance, and especially if you don't put your phone on do not disturb. Like I'm on call 24/7, but I have learned that I can treat and do a lot of things with not being awake all the way. And usually the next morning I call back and say, hey, did y'all call me about Miss Smith and what was going on? I think, this is what I remember, but just to make sure. However, so I can't not have my phone because I'm literally on call 24/7. So if you're not on call, your job does not require that. Yes, put your phone on do not disturb and turn the black light all the way down, because even though it's on do not disturb, a lot of times you're still getting all those notifications that's lighting the room up and lighting up the room. So Tim said, even if I go to bed late, I always get up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. Me too. That's a part of your body's like clock. So my body is set to at 5:15, no matter what. A little before 5, I'm awake, because my body's saying, get up, it's time to go pray. It's time to start praying. So I'm like, okay, no matter if I went to bed, like this morning I went at 2, but I was up at 5 because my body's like, it's time. So our body kind of has this natural circadian rhythm kind of thing going on with our sleep-wake cycle. So no matter how you get out, it's hard to get out of that. You have to really kind of train yourself to get out of that. Yes, Miss McCants, that is number 5. Sleeping more can actually help you with your weight loss journey. So that was her question. Does the right amount of sleep help with weight loss? So yes, if you're out there, number 5, somebody type that in. Getting ample amount of rest can help you with your weight loss journey, because it helps to decrease your hunger hormones. So I know I hate when I go to bed and I feel like I'm full, but when I wake up, I'm like starved out. Like, why am I so hungry? I shouldn't be hungry. I really did eat dinner last night. So I really hate that. But I'm assuming that since I'm not getting enough hours at night to sleep, then that must mean that my hunger hormones are just doing a dance and a little jig in there, and it's making me hungry. So I can't get down to my size 4 I want to get down to. So this, what I'm at now, just have to do, I guess, until I start sleeping better. So yes, Miss McCants, number 5 is ample amount of rest will help you lose weight. Okay, let's see what else y'all said. Kay say, I agree, the weekend relaxation, but Monday through Friday, 8 hours straight. Yeah, that's kind of hard if you grinding. What if you served in the military with less hours? Ask me that. Elaborate on that question, Fred Sturdemeyer, please. Ask me that again about the what you're trying to figure out about the military. Tashika says, that's how I am, especially now since I'm pregnant. I may get 3 or 4. So things like pregnancy, sleep apnea, of course insomnia, all of that can aggravate your sleep-wake cycle. And hopefully once that is over, you can go back into trying to get to our goal of 6 hours. Lack of energy, guess I need more sleep. And continue to use your CPAP, Darlene. Hey, Doreen, thanks for checking in. Hey, LaVirgil. Let's see, Jamila wrote number 5. Okay, hey, Brittany Banks. All right, so let's review, because we had a lot of commentary. Number 1, getting enough rest at night will help lower your stress, will help improve your memory, helps better your attention span, helps with depression, helps with weight loss. And our bonus tonight, because I always give you a bonus, is it can help, getting enough rest helps with your inflammation and can help with pain. So at night, we can number 6, which is the bonus, is going to be help to minimize inflammation in your body. There's a protein called a C-reactive protein that the body emits when it is extra inflamed. And that's if you have rheumatoid arthritis, that's if you have regular arthritis, that can be if you have gone out and played football or done strenuous sports. This protein can be high. This protein also can be high when you do not get enough rest at night. So getting ample 6 hours of sleep at night will definitely help to decrease that inflammation, that inflammatory hormone, and to try and get you to not feel so achy in the morning. If you do have arthritis, you do know that, hey, when the first thing in the morning is kind of hard, It's like you're trying to, like the Tin Man, trying to get the oil moving in your joints again. So just know that if you get enough rest, that process will still be there, because that's a part of arthritis. The mornings are just hard there in itself. However, if you get enough rest, some of those inflammatory markers diminish, and you may not be aching so bad, which will lead to not having to take as much medication, which will lead to not having to, maybe be on narcotics, not having to worry your kidneys and the creatinine level that affects your kidney function, because you're having to take a lot of ibuprofen or leave or anything in that class. So just know that less than 6 hours of sleep causes your body to produce a little bit more of the C-reactive protein, right? Piece of the creatinine. So those are the big things. So if we're not getting our 6 hours of sleep, it's affecting our stress levels, it's affecting our memory, it's affecting our attention span, it's affecting our depression, sadness, that kind of thing. And we may be having problems losing weight because we're not getting enough rest. And of course, lastly, we may have a few more aches and pains than we should because we're not getting enough rest. So also, let's talk about, before we go, what it means to have good sleep hygiene. So you want to try and lay down and go to bed every night. Hey, Miss Sledge, I miss you. We want to try and go and lay down at night every night about the same time, okay? So we want to just kind of say, okay, 9 o'clock is going to be my time. Well, in my house, no matter how much charting, no matter how much work I have to do, at 10:30, that's my cutoff time. I'm putting my computer up. I'm done charting. I'm headed to take my shower, headed to kind of start to wind down. So set in your mind what your cutoff time is, so that your body starts to set and get set in the fact that, hey, it's 10:30. So I started looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, it's 10:30. Start for me to start getting myself to wind down and go to sleep. So start setting a cutoff time. Then set a time where we're going to turn the TV off. Well, my husband does not like to sleep with the TV off, but I can't sleep with the TV on. So I'm a very nice wife, a loving wife. I let him fall asleep with the TV on, and then I took the remote control right there and turn the TV off as soon as I hear him fall asleep. Or I wake him up and say, you need to turn the TV off, because I know he's going to roll back over and go right on back to sleep. So make sure that we are not sleeping with the TV on at night, because that's just gets in your mind. I start dreaming about whatever we watching, the Wayans brothers or whatever it is he watching on TV. I start dreaming about that. So I'm like, no. I need good thoughts. So we're going to turn the TV off. We're going to set a stop time, turn the TV off. Invest in maybe a sound machine. We have one, and for him, he likes to live in the city. So it sounds like hustle and bustle and cars driving by. So, and then when he goes to sleep, I like the crickets because I am quite country. So I turn the crickets on, the crickets and the frogs and the chirping. So I turn it on and then I go to sleep, because that makes me think of my childhood. So I love that. So I turn it on, I go to sleep to the sound machine. So we're going to set a time to start slowing down. We're going to turn the TV on. Oh, she said, Kay said she need the TV. She just turns the volume down. Well, I can't stand the light. So we turn the TV off. Turn the TV off or the volume down, however. Invest in a sound machine if that helps you sleep. Hey, Miss Vaughn, how you doing? It kind of helps to settle the mood. Yes, like the airplane white noise. The machines can do the white noise too as well, Keisha. And then just kind of sit there and relax and try not to do this. Have your phone up like that in the dark. So that blue light is triggering your mind to kind of wake up.